Hey guys, wearing my Slaughtered Lamb t-shirt. It only seemed appropriate because I'm finally reviewing London Gothic Chapter 3. Now, first of all, I would just like to point out this cover. Punch and Judy beating the shit out of a puppet of the Duke, and it's Lord Cromwell who's controlling them with his fingers. Really cool. I mean, I also like Chapter 2, how it was Cromwell and the Duke basically playing chess with one another. So, story-wise, absolutely awesome. It's my favorite one so far. It's also the darkest by a very substantial amount. Bad shit happens in this book, barring spoilers, all right? If you've seen my review for London Gothic's Chapter 1 and 2, I'm going to get into maybe what could be some mild spoilers just for the general plot. I'm not going to get into spoilers for Chapter 3, but just be advised, you know, go out and get Chapter 1 and 2 and check those out first if you haven't already. Anyhow, so, you know, there's the Tutori, who are these folks, this group of people who've basically been protecting, like, the relics of Christ and stuff like that for nearly 2,000 years, all right? And the Duke is the last of the Tutori. And then you have Lord Cromwell, who kind of gives off, like, Mr. Dark from Something Wicked This Way Comes vibes. A little of that sprinkled with a little bit of Jason Wynn. And, I mean, who the hell knows? Given the way he looks, he might turn out to be Jack the Ripper, because these books incorporate a lot of lore from, you know, London and, you know, England, the UK. The one thing in certain parts of the book, I mean, overall, the illustrations in all 3 chapters have been really cool. Moody, atmospheric, detailed, but, you know, kind of like otherworldly, almost like you're looking at everything through a veil. There are a couple, like 1 or 2 points in this book where the illustrations are a little bit wonky, and I don't know if that was like them being kind of pressured to get it out, because, you know, it's been a bit of time between each chapter, and that's just fine. I'd rather have them take their time and flesh out this story as it goes, you know. So I don't know if they were feeling that pressure or what, but there were 1 or 2 little spots where I was sort of like, that's a little weird. But other than that, I mean, that's my only real, like, criticism of the thing. I mean, these guys, Nick Henry and Michael Burton, they're awesome. They've sent me, you know, these signed things. Every time you order an issue, you get like my locker at work. I have all the London Gothic stickers on it and stuff like that. If you're looking back there, there's a poster also signed by them. You get a lot of cool shit when you order one of these things. But anyhow, yeah, this particular story is very dark. Things are starting to heat up now. The other 2 were really about sort of like introducing monsters and demons and stuff like that. This one is a little bit more things are set in motion, so things are actually starting to happen, and our protagonist is actually really kind of directly faced with a lot of this shit for the first time, like head on, not just like, I mean, obviously, he's been doing battle in the first 2 chapters, but this one, it's like he feels the full might of what is coming, or, you know, a nice hefty dose of it, a hot dose of it. There's one element, because I basically said that this is sort of like Sherlock Holmes on steroids, where the Duke is sort of like, you know, he's sort of like the Sherlock Holmesy character, like elegant, lives in his, you know, mansion, has access to all these books and like a wealth of knowledge and stuff like that. And then Jellicoe, his counterpart, is sort of like the Watson character, but instead of being, you know, just sort of a guy who observes and helps out wherever he can, he's more of like brute badass. It's Sherlock Holmes and Watson, but it's like super freaking metal. It's super gory, no holds barred, no one is safe. It's violent as shit. Chapter 3 is definitely more violent than the first 2 chapters, and I'm not complaining, okay? But, you know, towards the end, again, barring spoilers, there's something that happens that I think might shake up the Sherlock Holmes dynamic. And again, I'm not complaining about it, but I am sort of like, oh, damn. It definitely comes across as though they have this story very, very much planned out, you know, because the first 2 books kind of took their time. A lot of shit happens, but again, they're sort of introducing you to the lore with like the Punch and Judy demons. For my pals over at BTM Reviews, anybody who watches BTM Reviews, if you still follow my channel, still watch my videos, consider checking this out. Yeah, it's like London-Gothic, .co.uk. check it out. They're very reasonably priced, in my opinion. And this might be a little bit more up your alley because it's, you know, a comic book or a graphic novel sort of a deal, and it's very different from the Rippaverse. I know that you guys think that a lot of those are derivative, and to be fair, some of the shit from the Rippaverse is a little bit derivative. The Rippaverse is also it's kind of made it a lot. It's been very successful, and not that London Gothic hasn't, but this just feels a little bit more underground, a little bit more indie. And as stated in previous videos, that's what I'm trying to get into with this channel a little bit more, you know, because Hollywood just kind of sucks. You know, like, that's not to say that no good movies come out anymore, but it's like, this is where we're going to get back to like original ideas, creative ideas that don't have some sort of a stupid freaking message. You know, it's just like an excursion, a metal Sherlock Holmes that you can just enjoy beginning to end. So yeah, I'm very happy to add it to my collection. I'm really looking forward to London Gothic Chapter 4. I'm very curious to see where we're going to go from here. There's another character who hasn't, Hanora, who was introduced even in the first issue, and she hasn't really like done anything yet, but in this book you start to see a little bit more of like what she's capable of. Going forward, there's just so much that I can see happening. I mean, I hope they make like 10 of these, at least like 20, 30. Like I'll read them all. I'll order them all. I'll read them all. Nick Henry, Michael Burton, thank you very much for supporting the channel, and thank you very much for the awesome content. Again, London Gothic, guys, you know, my pals at BTM Reviews, check it out. I'm pretty sure you'll like it better than the Rippaverse. If not, then feel free to comment below on this video and let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, yeah, if you want to see more content like this, you know, with the indie stuff, let me know. Maybe I'll even make a whole other like separate show specifically for like you know, literary things, or, you know, but all indie. I was actually had a cool idea, the Indie Media Encyclopedia. I don't know, you know, it's just floating it out there. But at any rate, thank you for watching. And if you like this, please consider subscribing. I will have other awesome content to recommend to you. And that's all she wrote.